Have you ever wondered what you should be using to drop nukes in Call of Duty? Especially recently with the implementation of Gunsmith in Modern Warfare and Cold War, class setups can feel really confusing. You might feel overwhelmed at what you should be using, what's going to be best for going on long streaks. But today I'm going to be going over specific class setups to help you drop more nukes in Call of Duty Cold War. Hey guys, what is going on? It is your boy Jkng, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys class setups to help you drop more nukes in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. As of right now, I have dropped 5 nukes in Black Ops Cold War alone, not to mention all of the 20s and 25s have gone on and ended up choking the nuke. You guys know how that goes. But today I'm going to be bringing you guys what I have learned in the class setups, what works best for me for dropping nukes, what you can use to help you drop more nukes yourself. I'm going to be going over what guns, attachments, perks, lethals, tacticals, field upgrades, pretty much everything to do with the class setup. I'm going to be going over it all and giving you guys some pointers. You guys know the drill. We do have a shout out this week. Shout out TylerWorley3. Go follow his Twitch. The link is going to be in the description below. If you were to be shouted out yourself, all you have to do is come by a stream sometime, get 1,000 channel points, and then redeem the channel point reward for a shout out, and you'll be here in the next YouTube video yourself. And before I get started, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also consider subscribing for more content. It helps out the channel a ton. Also leave a comment. Let me know which tip was most helpful for you. I'm going to be replying to each and every comment, so even if it's just to say hi, go drop it down below. Also make sure you stick around for the end. I'm going to be going over score streaks that you should use to help you drop more nukes. There's been a big addition since the last time I went over this, so make sure you stick around for that. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first tip that I want to give to you guys is there really isn't a specific gun that you should be using that's going to be better than every single other gun. There are a lot of decent guns in this game, and a lot of them are pretty usable. And just look in the assault rifle category. We have the XM4, which is really good. We have the AK-47, which is really good. Krieg's really good. QBZ is pretty decent. FFAR is also pretty decent at certain ranges. And obviously the last 2 guns are pretty decent themselves. Pretty much you can drop a nuke with any single one of these guns. Pretty much same goes for submachine guns. Milano is, I would say, the outlier in this situation. But pretty much every other submachine gun in this, you're going to be able to drop nukes with. Same goes for really tac rifles. You can use LMGs if you want. Sniper rifles, those are going to be a little bit harder. But the moral of the story for this point is you can use whatever gun you want. But I'm going to be giving you what guns I use, what guns I think just have a slight edge over the other ones, and then giving you specific class setups for those. So the first one I want to talk about is the AK-74U. We have a nice little blueprint right here. Basically, the AK-74U is one of the strongest guns in the game right now. It has really decent range for an SMG, and it also has a pretty decent time to kill, all while having pretty low recoil. So the first setup that I want to bring to you guys is using the Task Force barrel. Really, the setups that I'm going to be bringing you are going to differ if we are using this barrel or not. If you don't know this barrel is extremely powerful. Basically, it's going to increase damage range, and bullet velocity. But the negatives to it is it's going to increase recoil by a pretty substantial amount. So what other attachments we use on the gun itself is going to depend on whether or not we are using this barrel. Now, these are going to be for CDL classes. If you want me to do a CDL class in the future, I will. But just know that the Task Force barrel is banned in CDL currently. Especially running through this class, this one does not have gunfighter. I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit, but we're going to be using the Spetsnaz Compensator. This is going to be because we are using the Task Force barrel. If we're not using the Task Force barrel, I usually run just the regular muzzle brake, but this one's going to give us some pretty decent vertical recoil control. It's going to give us some horizontal recoil, but we are going to be speccing for that later in the build. As I said before, the Task Force barrel, this is extremely powerful. It just turns pretty much every gun into a melt machine. Third thing we're going to use is the Spetsnaz speed grip under the foregrips. This is going to be where we're getting rid of a lot of that horizontal recoil. Horizontal recoil is pretty hard to control, so getting rid of that is also really great. Sprinty move speeds is just going to allow us to get around the map faster, get in people's faces because we are an SMG, and there really isn't too bad of negatives to go along with this. We are going to be losing some aim walking speed, but we're going to fix that. And then for the last 2 attachments, these are pretty much standard for any gun that I run. I'm going to be running the last grip tape and also the last stock. Now the reason for this is we're an SMG, we need ADS time. ADS time is going to be pretty much the key difference in every gunfight. How quick you can get your bullet on the other enemy is crucial. I mean, we're talking milliseconds here, so having this 30% ADS time is really important. You're also going to have the added bonus of being able to drop shot and also some flinch resistance. We're going to be losing some shooting move speed and sprint to fire time, but we're going to fix that sprint to fire time. And this is going to be fixed by the last stock. This is going to be the maximum amount of sprint to fire time. It's also going to have 10% aim walking speed. This is going to help us strafe a little bit faster. If you didn't know, strafing is extremely valuable in gunfights. It's going to pretty much make you a harder target for the enemy to track. Even making them miss 1 or 2 bullets is going to be the difference in winning that gunfight. We are going to be losing some hipfire accuracy, but honestly, the hipfire accuracy isn't too important in this build. If you are running gunfighter, you can always spec for that in a body, maybe the 15%, or maybe even one that's heavier. This is the build for the gun. If I am running gunfighter, I'm not going to be using an optic. I really like the iron sights of this gun. Probably just going to be using steady aim laser, and then probably either 40 round or tape mags. Probably go with tape mags because I feel like the 30 round on the AK-74U it goes pretty far. It doesn't have too fast of a fire rate. But yeah, that's pretty much the build for the AK-74. I believe this is the best setup that you can have. As for pistol or secondaries, you can use whatever you want. The Moddies are really good. 1911 is pretty underrated, honestly. Magnums, if you use them right, they could be really good as well. As far as the setup here, I don't really have it leveled up too much. Probably use the task force barrel again. Use this 5% vertical recoil muzzle brake. I'm going to use a 24 round magazine just to give us a little bit more killing potential in each mag. Just using a regular steady aim laser, and then I do want to use the airborne elastic grip, but I do not have that unlocked yet. Really, pistols doesn't really matter too much. Just use something you're comfortable with. You're only going to be using them to get 1 or 2 kills maybe in clutch situations. I am going to be running stim shot. I do believe that stim shot is extremely valuable, especially when going on streaks. It's going to help you stay alive, maybe get into an engagement that maybe you would be one shot in, but maybe now you're full health. I do like Semtex over frags. You can use C4 if you want. It really doesn't matter too much. Just use something you're comfortable with. I do use field mics here. I don't use assault pack because I use scavenger. Proximity mine you can use if you want. Trophy system is pretty valuable, especially if you're going to be playing, say, domination or hardpoint. Trophy system can help you get rid of some of those nades, but I'm going to be talking a little bit about that with perk greed. I don't recommend Sam turn. That's not going to bring you really any value. Jammer could be useful. Gas mines have been really powerful, but I do use field mic. I think it brings the most value, helps me know where enemies are more. I do use perk greed for wild cards, and that's because I can use these 2 setups right here: flak jacket, tac mask, and then ghost and ninja. I think these 4 perks combined are extremely valuable. You're going to be pretty much immune to nades, immune to stuns. You're going to be off the radar when you're moving, and you're not going to be able to be heard by sound horn. I do also use scavenger. That's pretty much a must for going on long kill streaks. You don't want to be relying on picking up other people's guns because they could be absolutely garbage. I also use assassin just to help me get some streaks maybe a little bit quicker. You could use gearhead if you want, maybe get your field mic a little bit faster. But yeah, that's pretty much the setup right there. This is going to be pretty much my main setup that I use most of the time. Now, before I move on to some more class setups, and probably one tip that's going to help you a lot when making your class setups, I do want to say, if this video has helped at all, please consider leaving a like. Also consider subscribing. These help out the channel a ton. I'm also a variety streamer over at Twitch, Jkng_official. So if you want to hop in a stream sometime, my link will be down in the description below. I also make DMCA-free hip-hop and R&B music. It's on all major streaming platforms. Just search up Jkng, same spelling as my YouTube. Now, I do appreciate all the support that you guys have given. A lot of the videos recently have been seeing a ton of love, and it helps out the channel a ton. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. So let's move on. Now moving into the second setup. This one is using the XM4. I think the XM4 is the second best gun in the game currently. Very little recoil, it kills really fast, and it has pretty good mobility for an AR. So if you're going to be using an AR playstyle, this is definitely a good one to use. Now, I'm going to be running gunfighter on this build. I think having the extra attachments on this XM4 just makes it a better gun overall. It's going to help in a lot of gunfights. So let's get into it. I do use the Microflex LED. Really just use whatever sight you're comfortable with. I really don't recommend a 2x scope on a lot of maps. But again, it's personal preference. I'm going to be using the Infantry Compensator again, just for that recoil control. Now, you can do this 2 ways. I've been using the 13.5 inch reinforced heavy barrel instead of the task force barrel recently. I think the task force barrel on this gun just adds just a tiny bit too much recoil, even if we're specking for it. I will say the time to kill just shoots up dramatically if you use the task force barrel on this gun, but you're going to be losing some accuracy in those long range gunfights, which this gun really excels at if you don't have a lot of recoil on it. So I've been using this barrel. The only downside really is the aim walking speed, being 20%. Again, like I said before, strafing is really important, and you know, having that slow strafe speed is going to make you an easier target. If you don't like that, you could use the 13.7 takedown barrel. Just have that 150 damage range and shooting move speed. That's going to help you not strafe as slow. But I have been using the 13.5. I think it's helped a lot. Just a regular steady aim laser for the body. I'm going to be using the speed grip as well. You might want to use the field agent grip. I do not like this grip because of the -26 shooting move speed. I think it feels really bad and really jarring to have a certain strafe speed and then shoot, and then it goes way down. So I have been using the speed grip. If you are going to be using the task force barrel, I do recommend using this grip. But since we're not using that, all we really need is some horizontal recoil control, and we're good. I'm going to be using the 40 round magazine. I think this just helps get more kills in a mag. You can also use the jungle style mag if you want just to reload quicker, but I think the 40 rounds really helps a lot. And same thing as the AK-74U. We're going to be using the last handle and the last stock. This is to help with mobility overall, and it's going to help us get pretty much kills quicker. I use the same pistol, pretty much same setup for lethal, tactical, and field mics. This is the perks that I use when I'm not using perk greed. I use flak jacket, scavenger, and ninja. I think these are the most important. You're going to be getting hit with more nades than you are stuns, and you're also going to be getting salve horde way more than you are going to be getting seen on the minimap. So yeah, that is that setup. That is pretty much probably the best AR setup. So yeah, that does it for all of the class setups themselves. Now I'm going to be going on to pretty much the most important topic when it comes to dropping nukes: score streaks. Score streaks in this game are extremely powerful, and there has been a recent addition from the last video that I made about dropping nukes into the score streak category, and that is going to be the death machine. This is going to be another streak that is going to count towards your medals pretty much as you go on these streaks. So if I get a kill with the death machine, that kill is going to count towards my streak, and say I'm on a 29 and I get a kill with the death machine, that's a 30, I get the nuclear medal. Now if you didn't watch the last video, I talk a lot about the war machine and the hater. These are just a deadly combo, and now you're throwing in the death machine. You pretty much just, you're going to be getting kills left and right. There's actually very little gun kills that you actually need to get on this streak. You pretty much just need to get the death machine, use it efficiently. By then you'll probably get the war machine, use it efficiently, and the hater, and then pretty much you're going to be pretty set on the map. This is just going to allow you to pretty much almost take control of the map completely. You're going to be seeing where everyone is. You're going to be getting extreme gunfight advantages with the war machine and death machine, and they're all going to be counting towards your streak. So these are the score streaks that I would recommend if you want to go on some nukes. Definitely do not go for like VTOLs or chopper gunners or gunships or things like that. Those aren't going to help you really drop those nuclear medals at all. Sure, they're going to be good for high kill games, but that's not what we're here for. So anyway, guys, I hope that helps you out. This is the end of the video. Make sure to drop a like if that has helped you. Let me know what I should do next in this series, and I will see you guys in the next one.
The most benefited, just because I'm rapping, that must mean I am repping it. I always hand back whatever you give to me. I'm executing my plans and you'll never get to me. Ain't got